Okie dokie. Yeah, howdy everybody. Happy Sunday. Okay, I know you're asking why am I shooting my Sketcher slipovers, pullovers, whatever you want to call them. Because I just took them off because I've been doing some redoing of my stain. And I'm realizing, well, I should probably take these things off because I know I'm going to ruin them. So I just took them off. All right, here we go. You got this one and we got this one, right? This one I did completely different than I did this one. When I did this one, let's see, what did I do? I know what I did. I stained the individual pieces before I put it together. This one, I put it together first, then I stained. Because I wanted to try to see which was, if it made a difference, and so far, this one looks nicer because this is the older one that I did. So I'm getting to that point next. I think the longer you let your stain sit on, even though I overdid it with the stain and I messed up, as you know, it's becoming a chore to make this one look as good as that one because the stain is really thick on this one. So I'm having to, and I don't have a lot of stain left, and I added some paint thinner to my stain, which may or may not have been a good idea, but I wanted to thin it out a little bit. So if I have to, I'll get another quart of the red oak. So where am I? What am I saying? What am I saying? First of all, don't put yourself in this position to where you have to redo your work, because as we all know, nobody likes to redo their work. But I'm okay with this because it's being therapeutic for me. So, but it's definitely not going to look as good as this one. This one looks good. It looks really good. But you can see up here, right? I'll show you. See here, right? That's the result, and you can see there's still blotch. And I might have to get some steel wool. I think, what is it, 4 aught steel wool, and I might have to actually do that. In fact, next time I go to Lowe's, if I'm going to get another container of this, I'm going to get some steel wool. Because I've been trying to learn as I go, and I'm discovering that you have to put a lot of elbow grease on certain spots where it's definitely blotchy and thicker. You have to kind of work that area more so than an area that's thinner. Makes sense, obviously. But in doing so, you can meander into the lighter. Let me push you in. You can meander into the lighter areas and take a little bit more stain off than you wanted to. So it's definitely a, kind of like walking a little bit of a tightrope. There's going to be a point to where I'm going to say, okay, that's good, because if I can get it to look decent, not like this, but kind of in that direction, I'll be happy. And I still have to put the poly on. And that one's pretty dry because it's really hot in my shop, and it's been hot, and I've been having my ventilation going and all that good stuff. So, like I said, I'm going to be putting these. Let me pull you back out. It's a roller coaster. Here we go. I'm going to be putting these on either side of my big screen, which I have a 75-inch big screen with like an entertainment system down below, and I converted that into a fireplace. I don't know if you saw that video. So this one's probably going to go on the left-hand side of my big screen. This one's probably will go on the right side of my big screen. So if I can get just the fronts of everything to look similar, I'll be happy. I'm not really worried about, getting it perfect to where it looks like this one, because I think I'm past that. So, yeah. I mean, you can see down here, right? You see down there? That was pretty blotchy. I mean, it's not a good job. And I know you're saying, yeah, it's not a good job. And I know it's not a good job. Like you can see here, like blotch, right? That's just too much stain. That's just, and if I take my stain towel, here, I'll do a little bit. If I take my stain towel, right? You have to, like, see this line right there, right? It's not this line, but the darker line right next to it. If I see that, it's very, you know, you have to be very careful, because once you pull all that stain off, then, uh-oh, look, then, then you got to think about, well, how are you going to put the stain on, back on, right? So here's what I'm thinking. If I go to Lowe's, and I probably will tonight, oops, pardon my socked feet, I'll get another quart of Minwax, the red oak, and I'm going to get some 4-aught, and I might get some, I don't know, I have sandpaper. I don't know what the grit is, but I got various grits. I don't want to get all crazy. At this point, I'm just kind of looking to get, I'll call it the fascia, right? The fascia of the bookcase, similar to this one. Because right now it's, well, plus, you know, it's, the back is on. This back is laying over here, right? So, all right, that's my dilemma. It's not really a dilemma, it's just a learning thing. First of all, don't apply too much stain, and don't leave it for X amount of minutes, you know, hours, whatever. Read the directions and learn, you know, how to remove your stain, the excess stain, because in a timely manner. All right, that's my advice. Because I know, and I probably already said this, the reason I think this one came out better with the redo is because the stain wasn't as, it didn't sit as long as this one did. This one's been sitting for like a week or more, or something, right? So that's why this one is a bear. This one was just a couple, 3 days maybe going on a 4th day. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking, is that this one looks better because I got to it faster. This one I let bake too long. We'll say bake. I let this one bake too long, right? That's good. This one was kind of preheating, and this one I let bake too long. All right, we'll go with that. All right, so I hope everybody had a good weekend, is having a good Sunday, and having a decent day, and their days are getting better. You know who you are. So I'll leave you with this. Maybe I'll make another one if I get the steel wool, and I'll maybe make one more, like I said, to see, because I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a little bit more than what I'm doing with my reactivating my stain. All right, I'm going over myself. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and there'll be more to come.